Hi guys, thank you for joining me for Parables. So today we're going to talk about the parable of the prodigal son. And before we get started, we always do highs and lows and prayers and blessings at the end. So my high was that this was the beginning of the 25th anniversary for Living Waters. Saw some great videos, some very cool stuff. My low is the death of George Floyd and all of the difficulties that so many people are having, and those who are mourning and saddened by this. My prayer is that things do change and that the rioting stops and that there is peaceful protesting and that people stay safe. So let's get started with our story. Our story is coming out of the International Children's Bible, and it is a long parable. It is Luke chapter 15, verses 11 through 32. So this is going to be a longer story. So Jesus said, a man had 2 sons, and the younger son said to his father, "Give me my share of my property." So the father divided his property between his 2 sons, and the younger son gathered up all that was his and left. He traveled far away to another country, and there he wasted his money on foolish living. He spent everything he had, and soon after that, the land became very dry and there was no rain. And there wasn't enough food to eat, and not anywhere in the country. And the son was hungry, and he needed money. So he got a job with one of the citizens there. The man sent the son into the fields to feed the pigs. The son was so hungry, he was willing to eat the food that the pigs were eating. But no one gave him anything, and the son realized he had been very foolish. He thought, all of my father's servants have plenty of food, but I'm here almost dying with hunger. I will leave and return to my father. I'll say to him, "Father, I've sinned against God and I have done wrong to you. I am not good enough to be called your son, but let me be one of your servants." So the son went to his father. While the son was still a long way off, the father saw him coming. So the father ran to him. He hugged and kissed him. And the son said, "Father, I have sinned against God, and I have done wrong to you. I'm not good enough to be called your son." But the father said to his servants, "Hurry, bring the best clothes and put them on him. Also put a ring on his finger and his sandals on his feet. And get our fattened calf and kill it. And then we can have a feast and we can celebrate. My son was dead, but now he is alive again. He was lost, but now he is found." So they began to celebrate. The older son was in the field. As he came close to the house, he heard the sound of music and dancing. So he called one of the servants and asked, "What does this mean?" The servant said, "Your brother came back. Your father killed the fatted calf to eat because your brother came home safely." The older son became angry. He would not go into the feast. So his father went out and begged him to come in. The son said to his father, "I have served you like a slave for many years. I have always obeyed your commands, but you never even killed a young goat for me and my friends. But your other son has wasted all your money on foolish things, and then he comes home and you kill the fattened calf for him?" The father said to him, "Son, you are always with me. All I have is yours. We had to celebrate and be happy because your brother was dead. Now he's alive. He was lost, but now he is found." So this is a really good story, but a little bit complicated, huh? So one of the things that we have to understand in this story is that normally when a man back in this day had 2 sons, that you didn't normally split the wealth or all of the property and the money evenly. The older son usually got most of it, right? And this only happened at the end of the life and when the father was dying. But the younger son came and he said, "You know what? I want my share early." Well, this was an incredibly offensive thing to do. So because it was so very offensive, the father should have been angry, but he wasn't. He said, "Okay, I'll give you your stuff early." And then the son was really, really foolish and he wasted all the money and was hungry. In the meantime, the older son is still by his father, working in the fields, taking care of everything just as a good son would do. Now, when the younger son comes back, the father is so happy to see him. He celebrates because his son is back. But his oldest son is very angry and very jealous because he's been working hard this whole time. Well, it doesn't change that the older son is still going to get the bulk of the wealth, and he's still going to inherit everything that the dad had. So really, he's just very angry because he feels like the younger son is getting more than he was getting. When in fact, the father would have given all of these same things to the older son as well. He loved both of his sons very, very much and couldn't help but celebrate when the younger one came back. He thought he would never see him again. And that's how God is with us. You see, if we go away and we do foolish things and make mistakes, God celebrates and welcomes us back. It doesn't mean he loves any less the people who have been doing as they should the whole time, who have had a relationship with God the whole time. They still get to inherit the entire kingdom of heaven, right? They get it all. God's got it all for everybody. But he still celebrates whenever we come back to him. So let's end with prayers and blessings. Dear God, I hope everybody understood this parable I just went through. And I pray that people stay safe. I pray that justice is done for George Floyd. And I pray that that our system changes. Amen. Blessings to you. Kids bless your parents. Parents bless your kids. I'll see you guys later.